Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Today, I'm hoping to keep this kind of short and sweet. Let's talk about these little new Maybelline trios. Anyone else think about Kaja immediately when you see these? I know I immediately did. It is 3 eyeshadows stacked on top of each other. These are called the Maybelline Shadow Blocks, and there's several different shades, and each of them is named after streets from New York, I believe. So this one is the 82nd and Park Avenue stacked eyeshadow, and of course, I bought the neutral one, you guys. Would you expect anything else? I was really tempted by the one that had green in it, but I just decided to stay true to myself and get the neutral one. Let's get some swatches of this, and then I want to do just a real kind of basic eye look with these. So I have not swatched these yet. This is like my very first impression. The matte feels nice and soft, although it does feel quite powdery. I know you probably can't see it very well, but there is quite a bit of kick up just from swatching it with my finger. I don't know about this this cream matte shadow that I'm trying to swatch first. I feel like I'm trying and trying and trying to get shadow, and it is bunching up weirdly on my hand as I'm trying to swatch it. I've never had an eyeshadow swatch do that for me before. That is strange. I've never actually tried Maybelline powder shadows before. I've tried their cream eyeshadow pots, which I really like. That was not a very successful swatch of the first shade. Let's hope that the shimmer here in the middle is better. So this kind of looks like a rose goldy brown shade. It's promising. It looks nice. See, now that's pretty. That's good. That's good. Let's go for this last matte, and hopefully this one swatches better than the cream one did. Let's see how this goes. It seems to be suffering from a slight lack of pigment, because I really feel like I got quite a bit on my finger there. It's okay. It's all right. Well, let's try and do an eye look with this. So I'm going to start with the darker matte, and I'm going to put that on my outer corner and then blend it through the crease. And I'm picking up a decent amount just from how it's swatched. I feel like this is going to be a not super pigmented palette. Oh goodness, I almost placed eyeshadow on my eye without putting an eye primer first. Whoa, that would have been a mistake. I accidentally did that the other day, but making that mistake, I feel like lately, it's been a thing I've been doing. I don't know why, because I always put an eyeshadow primer. I'm the type of person, my eyelids are a little oily and I have hooded eyes. So if I don't put on eyeshadow primer, my eye makeup really creases and kind of melts away. Okay, now let's go in with that brown matte and pat it on the outer half of my eye. Okay, this is very, very softly pigmented. It's not always a bad thing to have something that's softly pigmented, but it is surprising me actually how soft it is. Let's get some more, or try to get some more here. Okay, initial impression of the matte brown shade, which in comparison, like looking at it in the palette, doesn't it look like it should be pretty dark? And this is how it looks on my eye, and I have dipped back into it several times, loaded up my brush. So this is a very, very softly pigmented matte. In its defense though, it is a soft shadow. It blends really, really easily. So that part is nice. I just know that if you're looking for pigment, this one will be disappointing. I do think that softly pigmented eyeshadows like this, however, are literally the easiest to work with. So if you're nervous about eyeshadow, I sometimes can be. I get stressed out sometimes about eyeshadow. Having a super, super lightly pigmented shadow is, I think, a good place to start. I think I'm just a little taken aback by how lightly pigmented it is, because lately I've been wearing a lot of Anastasia shadows, and those are very, 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 very pigmented. See, it doesn't even really look brown anymore, does it? It's kind of like a rosy brown. I like that color. It's pretty. All right, let's try the shimmer. I'm just gonna go with my finger. Again, it does feel really nice and soft. That's a pretty shade. That is really nice. It's not coming off as foiled as I was expecting. I mean, it's still a shimmer shadow, but just from the way it's swatched, I thought it would be more foiled. Interesting how sometimes the difference between swatching and actually putting it on the eye. So this is my third layer now that I'm putting on of that shimmer. I'm gonna do the other eye. Okay, and then for the cream shadow, I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my inner corner for a nice mild brightening there. Then I'm gonna take a little bit and highlight a little bit under my brow. Okay, this cream shadow, it's got some problems, guys. I feel like using a very, very dense, small brush, putting it on my inner corner worked out pretty well, but now I switched to a slightly larger brush. I'm trying to place it under my brow bone, and I've done it, I think this is now the third time, and I see very, very little difference. Like, it looks like I've done nothing. So that cream shadow, it's got pigmentation problems. I don't really think it did much. All right, I'm gonna finish my eyes up and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with mascara and eyeliner on, and let's talk about thoughts. For one thing, I bought this on Amazon for like $10. So I do think that for 3 shadows, it's, you know, it's not inexpensive. I am also quite disappointed in the quality of this cream shadow. I feel like cream shadows, it's a staple. It should be not difficult. And I had a try, I think this is 3 swipes, really getting in there, and I had a hard time getting any pigment, especially when applying it on my brow bone. Like, it looks like I did nothing. It was a really, really difficult shadow to get to do anything. The shimmer shade in the middle, I actually think is quite pretty. Some people might say it would lean a little bit more satin just because it's not as foiled as you might think. But that being the case, it actually lays down really nicely across the lid. I tend to like this formula more than the super, super highly foiled ones. There's just something about the way it lays across the lid is more flattering, especially if you have aging or textured lids. This is a nice formula and I like the color. We come to a problem again though with the matte on the bottom. You just can't even reach like that level of depth. I applied quite a bit of it, and that is what it looks like on my pretty pale skin. So if you're after depth in your eyeshadows, I think that you'll be quite disappointed in this one. Like I said, this is the only shadow block I've tried. I haven't tried the other shades. However, if you're looking for exactly this type of look, here you go. This will be a handy little trio for you. And it is something about the way it's kind of like a square block, easy to store, and probably quite sturdy for traveling. Just really don't expect the cream shadow to do much for you. Well, I hope this short and sweet little review was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon in my next video. Bye!